Alright, this is going to be a new set of, like a video series. There's going to be multiple videos on this. So this is something we've been wanting to do for a long time. We just haven't got around to it. So what this is it's a buggy that my dad and mom built way before razors were even a thing. You know, we needed something that two people could be in. You know, you could have a kid in here, go drive around, and we didn't want to get full wheeler or anything. So they built this and it did awesome. Had a little, like a flat 2-cylinder engine in it, and then we upgraded it to a Predator 670 a while ago, but then we just, I don't know, you can never have enough power. So we got a snowmobile, we rode it for a winter, and I had a really bad crash on it. I didn't get hurt luckily, but the snowmobile took some damage. But so we bent everything in the snowmobile, so we took the motor out of it and scrapped the snowmobile. So we've had this motor sitting around for probably what, 2-3 years at this point. Yeah, and this buggy's been sitting without an engine in it for a while, because once we got a snowmobile engine, we pulled the motor out. Let's swap it, and then we just got busy and never got around to it. But we're gonna get to it, so hopefully you guys enjoy this set of videos. We have a lot of plans for this thing, depending on how it goes. But yeah, so we're just going to start by getting the engine mounted, kind of talking about what parts we have, what parts we need to get ordered, and go from there. And I'll keep telling you more plans as we go along. This could be a super long process, or get it going and done. So hopefully it does good, because I want to see this thing get to its full potential and go take it to the dunes and stuff like that. But what we've got here is, this is a Rotax snowmobile engine. It's a 2-cylinder 660cc, makes 111 horsepower. So 111 horsepower, that's a Honda Civic. Now Honda Civics are pretty slow, but this weighs nothing. Me and Braden can pick it up. Like, it is so light, and the engine weighs like 80 pounds. Like, it's gonna be so light. So it's gonna be fun. And we got a Honda Civic radiator. I've been kind of collecting parts to do this for a little bit, so we don't really need that many parts to order. We don't really need that many parts to finish it. The big parts are here: the chassis and the engine. Everything else is fairly cheap, and the setup back here was built, you know, for 30 horsepower, not 100 horsepower. So we're expecting to break stuff, but we're gonna get it going. We're gonna break stuff and then fix it.
Not even 30. That Briggs & Stratton only made probably like 15.
Yeah, it was a Briggs & Stratton, like, flat twin-cylinder engine that revved to like 2,000 RPM. It was a lot. It was bad. So over here in the corner, we have our engine storage. But this is the engine. It's a Predator 670 V-twin. Yeah, nothing too special, but that was the upgrade we did, and to get it going quicker. So it's going to be a similar setup that was. It's going to have, you know, the belt driven to a jack shaft, so that we could still have the CVT torque converter in it. And yeah, we got a couple ideas for mounting it. It's not gonna work. We just put it in there right there just to kind of see. But we don't think it's gonna work right there, just because, you know, the exhaust comes off the front, carburetors come off the back. So it either needs to be, well, what we think we're going to do is we're going to cut this out. Cut this off here, here, cut these off. We're going to mount the engine kind of right above this bar here, and have the jack shaft go forward and down. So it's going to be underneath the engine, and then a chain that goes back. So that'll give us enough room to do the exhaust with that still having a seat here. It's also just going to be a single-seater buggy, just for weight distribution and stuff. And it's just going to be a lot better to be a single-seater. So we're going to get this engine pulled back out of the way and start cutting these bars off and and kind of mocking up where we think the engine's going to go and see if we're going to have to modify anything else. And then we can start working on engine brackets and find out exactly what we need to order so we can get this thing going. Alright, so sorry the heater's on, it's cold, but that's where it's going to sit. Kind of like that. So I think that's low enough to where it's still going to be good, but high enough to where it's out of the way and everything. And then we kind of got mocked up over here where that pulley is going to go. It's going to go down and just right underneath the engine. And then have a jack shaft that comes back with a chain to right here. And then we put air filters right here. The only questionable thing is kind of the exhaust, but I think we're gonna have enough room to do something for sure, more room than we would have had. So, I mean, the seat mounts right here, so we still got, you know, some room. But we might have to shrink it a little bit, but we're not sure yet. So we're going to pull the motor back out, unbolt the old jack shaft pillow block bearing mounts, and then work on getting this engine mounted. Try to get it mounted today and go from there. So we need to order jack shaft, pillow blocks, sprockets. Oh, now the heater's off, great. But some air filters. We're making a list, but we're gonna pull it back out and just get that stuff removed and start building motor mounts.
Okay, we're gonna put the engine back in for mock-up.
So we just placed the engine back. We cut these out. All this stuff's gonna get ground down and finished up. We're just kind of, we'll do that more towards the end, you know, and like all this stuff as well. So don't worry about that, but we're gonna take this piece here and kind of notch it a little bit so it fits onto there, and then go to here, just like, you know, so it comes out and then angles back into there. Do that on both sides, and both of the motor mounts will line up on there. So they're not symmetrical on the engine itself, but I figure we'll at least make the chassis symmetrical because it works with both sides, and I think that'll just look the best. So, and this is scrap we just cut off of here, so already repurposing it. So we're just going to cut these two down and get them tacked into place. I don't know if I've shown this, but my wife got me a new angle grinder for our anniversary, and this thing does really good. It's a corded Milwaukee. I don't deal with those cordless angle grinders, they're just junk. They're good for about 5 minutes, and I don't use them for 5 minutes. I use them for like an hour, so this is just way better. Our old one, it's a DeWalt. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's been abused for years. So Got an upgrade. So obviously they're going to be a little bit long. I just eyeballed them, so I made them longer. So now we can fine tune them and, you know, get them into place like that. I think for the most part this side's going to stay the same. You know, just do a little bit of notching and I'll do all the cutting off of this side here. So get my flap wheel, notch those a little bit, and cut them down a little bit more. Can't lose our little washers. What's everything? I got a little bit heavier in, I think. Well, I don't know, maybe not anymore. It's probably pretty equal.
Oh, geez, bud.
Sorry. Here's a tip for you. If you're trying to put a washer on the end of a tube, you just tack it on crooked like that, and then because you want the washer to be a little bit smaller than the hole, so it looks good. So
That's good, dude.
that's the easiest way I found to do it. Weld it up, bridge the gap. So I think we've decided we're going to put a plate
Yeah.
over
Because
this.
this is going to be slinging mud and water and stuff.
And the air filter is going to be right here. So we can either do it before or after we put the engine mounts on. It might be better just to do it after, so we can weld the engine mounts right into this and then build a plate that fits. We can use the thin stuff. Because it doesn't need to be structural, it's just a shield. So we'll weld the engine mounts to these, and then we'll fill in the hole a little bit later. It'll make it easier to work on it too.
Oh, yeah.
There's those.
Sweet.
Alright, so as you can see down here, we got these. This one is off the bar a little, so we had to add some brackets. And then the one over here is kind of on the bar. We're going to still add some gussets underneath that as well. And then also, we got the front ones tacked into place. Obviously, we need to add some gussets. We're thinking about adding a bar continuing this bar forward to here and maybe coming up to here or something. But we're looking at it for exhaust choices, and as you can see, it kind of comes up a little. So we're going to see if we can take this off and just flip it so it kind of aims down a little bit more, so that we can have the exhaust down here and out instead of, because this is where the seat needs to be. So we might still have to modify it some, but we're going to start with seeing if we can just flip it and go from there. Now she's gonna be fast. Alright, well I got it flipped over and it is a lot better. So it's kind of aiming down now. So I think I can make that work. I'm just gonna have to cut the end of this off and rotate it and then weld it back on so it angles the right way and kind of goes down like that and up. And then that'll give us plenty of room for a seat. But I've been kind of taking down some measurements on stuff I need to order. So I'm gonna go see if I can find stuff that I need to order and get some of that stuff ordered. But this is all the time I have today. So we got the engine mounted and kind of know what we need to buy. So see if I can find some parts to buy and get back on this thing as soon as we can. Alright, so we got the kind of exhaust mocked up a little bit and put a seat in it just for mock-up purposes. But unfortunately, this is all the time we have this week for this video. We just got busy with work, and we got a couple vehicles in here that we had to get done real quick. So I put an order in for parts. So hopefully in the next video, we'll be able to get the jack shaft in and get a lot more progress done than we did today. But we at least got the rough idea of what we're gonna do. Engine's mounted, so that's a big thing as well. Yeah. Still got a lot of cleanup to do, and we plan on cutting this out as well and shortening the steering a little bit and mounting it to this, and just doing a couple things to, you know, tidy it up and get it finished and stuff. So yeah, let me know if this is something you like to see, and we're at least going to do a couple parts on this until it's done. But if you guys want to see more about this kind of stuff, over there in that black trash bag is a 400cc four-wheeler engine with forward and reverse and stuff that we want to turn into a Power Wheels go-kart. So if that's something you guys want to see, let us know. We also have a moped that we want to turn into a drift trike. So we have a ton of projects we want to do. We just haven't done a lot of them. So let me know if that's stuff you guys want to see, or if you just want me to do rock crawling or... But yeah, we have a bunch of projects we want to do, so make sure you like and subscribe. It helps us out a ton, and you know, leave comments. I read all of them, and you can also buy hats and stickers on my website, owenbarlow.com. So go check that out as well, and stay tuned for the next one.